Baby, psych, not gonna sing that song because that is literally one of the most redundant, this is gonna get stuck in your head tunes of last year. But you know what version is great? The trapped out version. Hey Cakenistas, it's Marisha, and today we are going to make Baby Shark Rice Krispie Pops. I'm so sorry if I have you singing the song because I didn't want to do that at all. The rest just plays in your head, you can't even help it. This video is a struggle video in a sense just because it was at night. I was watching Grumpy Old Man 1, Grumpy Old Man 2, sitting there half asleep trying to get through, pushing through like a chip. It's not as great quality, but the methods that I use will still help somebody out. It's still a great design, especially if you have to make some Baby Shark cake pops or Rice Krispie treat pops or just need some ideas. This will still work out, so don't judge me on the fact that it's a little bit woo-ha looking. I never made Rice Krispie Pops before. This is actually my first time, and it was an issue because I love Rice Krispie treats and I was doing great. I hadn't had any carbs, and then that big old bad boy came in the mail and I don't know what happened after that. I kind of blacked out. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and press on the notification bell. If you already have subscribed, you already know. Thank you, and I love you so very, 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 very much. Don't forget to like the video, despite the fact that it's a little bit just support. And let's get started. Okay, Cakenistas, so I ordered my Rice Krispies treat sheet off of Amazon, and I do have a confession. I was trying to make it look like it wasn't cut in two, but obviously it was, and a large chunk of it was. This is my guilty pleasure. Rice Krispie treats are that one thing. I thought it was Reese's cups, but I could turn down a Reese's cups. I can't turn down a Rice Krispie treat. So, I mean, I broke my keto for this, okay? And it was like sitting in Candyland, like that one thing that you love the most and you get a whole thing of it. I just had to confess. So I'm gonna cut out 12 squares. I just came up with the size on my own, just what I thought would be a good amount. I'm gonna stick some popsicle sticks in there. And then I've melted down some, they kind of look like an aqua blue candy melt. And I just dipped all of my pops into that candy melt. And the candy melt got lighter gradually because I started adding white chocolate to it. And that brought the color up, which was great because the theme overall is going to be under the sea. That worked out perfectly. Candy melts dry really fast, so I was able to just sit these on some parchment paper, and within about 5 to 10 minutes they were completely dry. I rolled out some yellow fondant. This is my scary Baby Shark template that I traced out myself, but when I trace it out with the fondant, it looks really good. It makes sense all of a sudden. I only did 2 templates. One is a front-facing shark, and then the other is the full-body shark. So this is a close-up of that front-facing one, and this one I'm gonna make baby blue. You know, the templates look scary, but it's not about the template because the finished result will look so much better. I'm using a sharp X-Acto knife to cut out all of my shapes. And this was tedious because there's so many shapes and layers to this. Now, I didn't show myself cutting out the belly of the sharks. You just cut out the white part of the template and then you can cut out that same white part with your fondant. I used a piping tip to cut out 2 white fondant dots for the eyes, and that's going to go on top of there with some water. One thing that you really do want to make sure that you focus on is the sizing of the template in comparison to the pop. I'm going to put some black fondant over the eyes and then 2 little dots of white fondant, and that brings out that ultimate cuteness. I cut out the mouth and then I put the mouth over kind of like a maroon color. They're smiling with their whole teeth and their tongue showing, giving us the biggest grin. So for the tongue, I'm using a bright red fondant, and as you can see, I used a piping tip to cut it out. And I'm just gonna cut off not even half, but probably a third of that fondant circle. And I can place that on there, and that can be the tongue. And I'm going to place that onto the shark. But before I do that, I'm going to show you guys how I was decorating them. So I made a little bit of seaweed with some green fondant. And it is kind of hard to stick fondant onto these pops because it is candy melt. So I heavily doused the Rice Krispie pop with water, just where I was going to place my trees. And it made it nice and tacky so that I could apply that fondant to it. I rolled out some balls of yellow and blue fondant, and then I just put a small indent in them, and that would be the coral. It totally brings the look together of being under the sea. And what I have in that cup is water and fondant paste. So I took some fondant and I just kind of mixed it with water, made it like a paste, and that's also what I'm using to stick these fondant pieces to the Rice Krispie pop. So once you put everything on there, the teeth were like, whoa, and I did not feel like cutting out a million little shark teeth. So I just took some white candy melt and put it in a piping bag. And you want to go from the edge to the center. In the beginning, I started off doing it the opposite way, as you can see, and that looks all types of crazy. So when you go from the edge to the center and just lightly squeeze, you get a really good effect. Like, look at their teeth. When you look up close, it's like, whoa, but they are shark teeth, and they are baby shark teeth, and I wasn't about to cut out 5,000 of them. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It was such a cute outcome, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Couture and a baby shark Rice Krispie treat pop. Bye, guys. Guess what? I had not a Cakenista comment, but a Cakenista creation for you guys. So this Cakenista creation was sent to me on Instagram. She made the lo mein cake. And what I love about this cake the most, besides the fact that she put a whole bunch of extra stuff on hers, like she really loaded hers up, I love her pork. I think it's pork. It looks obviously like pork. You did a great job. I thank you so much for sending it to me. Not to mention that the cake on the inside, the last little bit that was left over, from what I could tell, that thing looked moist. I was like, I wonder what the flavor was. You know, if it was just vanilla or if it had a good feeling or something. But anywho, so that was the Cakenista creation of the day. If you would like to send in your own Cakenista creations, you can send them to me on Facebook. You can post them in the Cakenista crew group on Facebook that I would like for you to join. You can also tag me on Instagram at MarishasCoutureCakes or at MarishasCouture. Come here, Jaguar. You're never in my videos anymore. Do you want to do my video? No? Oh, okay. Let me know what you want to see next, okay? Are you walking over? Oh, she's being so sweet. Bye, guys. Oh, it's Jaguar.